what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Reznor here. And before I start, I want to say what's up and welcome to the channel. My new 8 subscribers since the last time I uploaded a video. Now I'm up to like 61 subscribers. So hey, welcome to the channel. Now, we're gonna do a little something different today. We're gonna show you some of the pranks, some of the trolls, some of the funny times of what went down in WWE history. Now, I don't know if it was part of the script, but most of them are ribs. Before the word trolling got popular, they used to do ribs, and they used to do pranks on each other. We're gonna look at this WWE figure setup, and it's gonna be called the Prank Edition, Rib Edition, Troll Edition, Funny Moment Edition, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Now, let's start. So right here, probably one of the least funniest moments, but it was still funny to me. It might have been scripted, maybe it wasn't. But in this particular event, Daniel Bryan was in the backstage and he was talking about, I don't know, some nonsense. But then KANE comes out with a cooler full of ice. It looked like pink fluid, so it might have been Gatorade. But while he was doing his interview, KANE dumps that whole entire bucket full of whatever it is was in there, but it had a lot of ice. So, it startled Daniel Bryan, and then for some reason, KANE just says, "I'm going to Disneyland!" To me, that was pretty funny because I'm so used to the dark KANE right there, and for him to break out a character just to say it, I thought it was funny. Now, over here, speaking of drinks, we got Chris Jericho in the back, being a peeping Tom to Lord Regal over here, who's thinking about vomiting because at one episode, Chris Jericho decided to put some real pee in his drink. Look at that. Look at his face. Oh man, he doesn't know what's going on. Zoom in on his face. Look at that. Oh man. Chris Jericho over there making a list of other wrestlers that he should prank. Now back all the way over here, we got yokozuna right there, headed for the door, looking for the nearest restroom, because Mr. Perfect right over here was known to be a prankster, and he pulled this prank on yokozuna before, but on an airplane. He put a bunch of laxatives on yokozuna's food, and yokozuna being about 600 pounds, you know he can't fit in those small airplane doors, so the worst had to happen. The workers on the plane had to put a bunch of newspapers on the ground, so he had to go take a crap on the ground and they had to clean it up. Now over here we have Mr. Perfect doing the same prank all over again, yokozuna falling for it. And back at Mr. Perfect, we got Paige, and she got the Warlord's little magic stick over there, but it's also a taser. Jackass and the WWE did a little collaboration episodes. They handed Paige a taser, and she just went on backstage, just tasing everybody in her way. So here's Paige, about to give the perfect tase to the back of Mr. Perfect's neck. Oh, that's not gonna feel good at all. Now, back here, since we're talking about ribs, one of the greatest trollers, one of the greatest pranksters, and I wish he was still alive, was Owen Hart. And I wish we had an action figure of him, right? But they never really gave us an action figure of him yet. So, when you think about Owen Hart, you think about Slammy Awards, and that's why the Slammy Award is right there to represent the late, great Owen Hart. Next to the Slammy is the British Bulldog, and in front of the British Bulldog is Michael Cole. It was Michael Cole's first day on the job, so right before he was supposed to interview Owen Hart and the British Bulldog, they spilled a whole bottle of Coke down his pants. So he had to deliver the interview with his underwear wet. And I thought it was funny. And it got to show us that Michael Cole could actually do the job while under pressure. So we give him a lot of props for that. Now why is Michael Cole wearing the hat? Because here in the ReznorTV universe, we shaved his head off while we were in the hotel room last night. So that's why he's wearing that John Cena hat. Never give up. Yes, never give up on your dreams, Michael Cole. And that's why he is where he is at the moment. Now, speaking of shaving things off, we got the badass Billy Gunn hiding behind the couch because he's waiting for xpac to sleep. So when he sleeps, he's gonna shave his eyebrows off, which is exactly what they did back in the 90s. They shaved off xpac's eyebrows. I think he was going with the name 123 Kid at the time. And the funniest thing about that, they had a promo photo shoot that next day. Now bring up that really funny picture of xpac without no eyebrows while he was in the 123 Kid. Oh, look at that. That looks so stupid. making that one of the best pranks I've ever heard. Speaking of xpac, he's not here because he's over here preparing a cheeseburger. And this is a true story too. If you haven't heard yet, xpac, or you know what, the WWE universe in general, they like to play with crap. Because I want to say the S word, right? But I don't know if kids are watching this channel. So maybe I'll spell it out. They like to play with S-H-I-T, but we'll just say crap. And there's a lot of stories you could hear about the WWE superstars playing with crap. Now, one of those stories in particular was xpac putting crap inside of a cheeseburger to get back at the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. When Mark Henry first came to the WWE, he wasn't humble, he was very arrogant, and he thought he could treat everybody like crap. So, xpac gave him a taste of his medicine, put crap on his cheeseburger, and Mark Henry really ate it. Now let's go ahead and move on to the ring. Alright, our first story in the ring right here is about Doink the Clown. Rest in peace to his soul. Now, what's going on over here is we got some kids, and we got the Hart Foundation. I wish I had more of the Hart Foundation, but they didn't give us the rest of Brett and Owen's brothers. Now, so he's gonna represent, so Jimmy the Anvil Neidhart right here is gonna represent this particular situation right now. So, Doink comes out of the entrance, and when he does that, he usually has buckets right here in the barricades waiting for him. So he picked up the first bucket, and then he threw it to the kids. Kids thought it was water, so they got out of the way, but it was a surprise. It was just confetti all over the place, so it was all good. Then, over here in this side of the ring, we had the Hart Foundation brothers. So Doink picks up another bucket and throws it at them, but they were thinking it was confetti too, but it was water. Oh, that was a good prank, Doink. Good prank. Now, I mentioned earlier that the WWE does have a fetish for playing with crap. So here's the Ultimate Warrior coming out from the bottom of the ring because he can't stand the stench. Now, when he went under the ring, I believe it was Kevin Nash that did it, aka Diesel. He put a whole bucket of crap underneath the ring, so that way, when the Ultimate Warrior goes under, he would be under there, just smelling the thing. And that's why he's coming out from the bottom. He can't take it no more, so he has to break kayfabe. Look at that, look at that. And speaking of things that stink, look at this right here. Again, we don't have an Owen Hart figure, so CM Punk right here is going to represent the Owen Hart figure. Now this story, if I heard it right, when they were touring in India, they had a show to do. Now Owen Hart managed to sneak in some sardines, so he brought a bucket of fish to the ring. Now, he was going up against Bret Hart during the time, and then at the end of the match, he put Bret Hart, his brother, into a clutch. And while he did that, he put a fish inside of Bret the Hitman Hart's mouth. Oh, pretty much sure that wasn't part of the script, but they did it anyway. And Bret Hart even has confirmed it. I think that's one of the funniest ribs Owen Hart has ever done. This might have been on the script, maybe not, but it's funny. So Roman Reigns is going to be taking the place of Seth Rollins in this little demonstration right here. Because he deserves to get slammed right now. Because of all the crappy promos that he blessed us with. But hey, I'm just glad the Shield is back for the time being. They're probably going to break them up in a couple weeks. Look at that slime. Oh man. Now back here we got Cesaro, the Swiss cyborg, going up against the crowd, because there's numerous times where the crowd will troll Cesaro and they'll bring beach balls, and we all know Cesaro hates beach balls, so there he is running into the crowd to go destroy all the beach balls in sight. Now I always thought that was funny every time I saw footage of that. Now moving along over here, we got the big boss man arresting Lex Luger. And we got a water gun over there. So in this particular story, the British Bulldog and Owen Hart, they had water guns on him, and they kept squirting the police in the arena, or wherever the hell they were before that. Now the police didn't want to do anything about it yet. The British Bulldog and Owen Hart plant the water gun into Lex Luger's pants. And once they did that, they said, "Hey Lex, let's go to the arena right now." So they all rode in one car, with Lex Luger driving. Now either Owen Hart or the British Bulldog, they jerked the wheel of the car while Lex Luger was driving, causing the car to kind of swerve, so the police had to pull them over. Now once they got pulled over, Lex Luger was begging the cops to not arrest him, and he was trying to convince him that it wasn't him. It wasn't his fault. But then British Bulldog jumps out of the car and says, "Oh, Lex Luger has a gun. He has a gun." And Lex Luger got in trouble a little bit more after that. If you go look it up and read up on a full story, it gets funnier than how I explained it. Over here, this particular moment, I don't know if it was part of the script or not, but this is when Ravishing Rick Rude right here was beefing so hard with the Ultimate Warrior. So they had a match back in 1989 in SummerSlam, and while Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was having a great match, Roddy Piper decided to come in and interfere. So Ravishing Rick Rude gives him some few words, yelling at him at the bottom of the ring. Roddy Piper decides to turn around and show him his ass under that little kilt or skirt, whatever the hell you want to call it, causing the Ultimate Warrior to attack Ravishing Rick Rude from the behind and take the win. Good stuff right there, Roddy Piper. Now, let's go ahead to the locker room now, shall we? Alright, so now we're here in the locker room. Up here, we got Triple H distracting Jerry the King Lawler, while Razor Ramon and the Clique, Diesel and Shawn Michaels take a crap into Jerry Lawler's crown. How disrespectful is that? That's pretty funny. So the story behind this is, when they were in the independent circuit back in Memphis, where he used to power trip and micromanage and get on everybody's nerves. So now this was a little payback to when he came to the WWE, because he came the same way as Mark Henry. He thought he was going to be Mr. Big Shot when he came into the WWE, so these guys try to humble him down. So each of the wrestlers just took one big crap inside of his crown right there. And I'm assuming he had to wear it for the show, because there's no time to change things when you're live, right? Good rib, good prank, good troll, guys. Now over here, we got the dead man, Undertaker, vomiting all over the place in the locker room. I think it was Paul Bearer that did it. Rest in peace to his soul. He put cucumbers inside of Undertaker's hat. Undertaker has a real big fear of cucumbers. We don't know why, but it goes back to when he was a child. He's always been afraid of cucumbers, and he can't stand the sight of it. He'll vomit if he sees it. Fear of cucumbers. That was a good prank on the dead man right there. And a lot of the wrestlers will do that to the Undertaker. So when you guys ever see Undertaker when he comes back into the ring, just bring a bunch of cucumbers, throw it at him. Now, over here, we got John Cena and Randy Orton sharing a laugh right now because they just scared the hell out of somebody. Now, before Randy Orton and John Cena were these huge superstars in the WWE, they had a developmental stage back in Kentucky where they were training at a gym. The guys that John Cena used to train with would always tell, like, the new guy who comes in, "Hey, go to John Cena, ask him about his sister, and congratulate him because she won a piano recital." So the guy would go to John Cena's locker room and say, "Hey, John Cena, I'd like to say congratulations to your sister for winning that piano recital." And then John Cena would lose his cool. He would start cussing at the guy, start throwing stuff, punching the walls, doing whatever it takes to get his frustrations out. Then he would go to the guy and say, "My sister has no hands." Oh, man, you know what? The first time I heard about that story, I didn't know whether to laugh or not, because if he really had a sister, I didn't want to laugh at that. You don't laugh at that kind of stuff, man. It's tasteless. So I did some research, found out that John Cena did not have a sister, so it was just one big joke that they always do on the new guys, and I thought it was funny as hell. And there it is, my action figure setup of some of the pranks, ribs, trolls, and all the other funny moments that went down in WWE history. One last look. Here's the locker room. Here's the ring right here. And of course, the backstage action. Hey, my name is Reznor. Thank you for watching the video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and I'll go ahead and upload more videos. Reznor.